Thousands rallied throughout the world on Wednesday in a coordinated day of action to demand the safe return of the missing Mexican students. Mexico City witnessed one of the largest student protests in the country's history. After weeks of pressure to resign, on Thursday, Guerrero State Governor Angel Aguirre announced that he will step down. Political parties in Mexico have come under heavy criticism from the family members of the missing students, who allege that their leaders have been manipulating the situation in order to avoid political fallout. With nearly a month since the disappearance of the students and little progress being seen in the case, Aguirre's resignation is unlikely to dampen the anger of the population. teleSUR English's Mexico correspondent Clayton Kahn has more.
For the past 26 days, Clemente has been holding back his tears and seeking answers. His son, Cristian Rodriguez, is one of the 43 disappeared Ayotzinapa students. The student community from the Iberoamericana University echo the exponentially growing louder demand for justice in the case. A month after the events, Mexico's Attorney General now says that there's one line of investigation and that the Iguala mayor, his wife, and security chief are considered responsible. Yet, activists say dramatic systemic changes need to occur to acquire true justice. They believe the Ayotzinapa students are considered collateral damage to government policies that seek to marginalize youth. However, this state crime cannot be ignored, prompting a population to express its bottled rage and reflect on the state of its collective values. Clayton Kahn, teleSUR, Mexico City.
In West Africa, the death rate of people infected by Ebola has increased to 20 per day. That's according to government estimates released this week. Nearly 50 new Ebola cases were confirmed on Monday in and around the Sierra Leone capital of Freetown. The country has recorded 1,200 deaths since the beginning of the outbreak, with most of them in poor communities and among women. Earlier this week, Cuba sent an additional 91 doctors to assist in the fight against the deadly disease. Meanwhile, health officials in the United States have placed new restrictions on travelers coming from West African countries that are battling Ebola. The measures will require the travelers to report their temperature daily for 3 weeks, along with any other potential symptoms of the disease. Uruguayans will head to the polls this weekend in order to elect their president, vice president, 30 senators, and nearly 100 parliamentarians. Candidates closed their campaigns earlier this week. According to a poll released Wednesday, the former left-wing president Tabaré Vázquez is leading the race with 44% of the vote, 11 points ahead of his closest rival, Luis Lacalle. If these numbers hold, a second-round vote will be needed to define the presidential election, given that none of the candidates will reach 50% of the votes. Finally, two opinion polls on Thursday showed that Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff has a clear lead over the opposition candidate Aécio Neves and is expected to win Sunday's presidential election runoff by 6 to 8 percentage points. Rousseff has gained ground by reminding voters of the rising wages and expanding social programs under the past 12 years of Workers' Party rule. She has said that these benefits would be at risk if her conservative challenger Aécio Neves were to win Sunday's election. According to a Datafolha survey, over the past few weeks, Rousseff has steadily increased her support among women, the lower class, and in the southeast of Brazil.
Good day. Well, I'd like to dedicate this report to looking a little closer at the northeast of Brazil. Now, the outcome in the northeast, because of its dense population, is decisive for the general outcome for these elections in Brazil. Now, since Lula da Silva, the former president of the Workers' Party, came into power, it has been a stronghold for the Workers' Party, counting on a solid and almost guaranteed support. Dilma Rousseff is as popular there as ever, so much so that she has 12.2 million more votes than conservative candidate Aécio Neves. Now, this support is due in great part to the economic successes of the area and the social gains. Just to give you a little idea here, this year, in the first semester, the Northeast grew economically by 2.55%. Compare that to general growth in Brazil, which from April to July was only 0.6%. Since 2001 to 2012, because of the policies of the Workers' Party, 20 million people have left poverty. And in 2002, whilst 4.8 million people had formal employment, today that number has risen to 8.9 million people. So the benefits of the Workers' Party are extremely palpable up there in the Northeast. Aécio Neves is extremely aware of that. That's why he's trying to campaign hard. He's telling people that he will keep the social programs. But so far, the polls are indicating that the Northeast will continue to support Dilma Rousseff. That's all for now. Stephanie Kennedy here in Rio.